So let me just turn that bit off. Right, okay, so we're going to start in a nice comfortable seated position. So really important that we try and start off with finding that connection to the floor underneath us. So if you need to move any of the flesh away, then do that, just so you can really find that connection and that rooting down with the mat underneath you. Think about having your shoulders stacked over your hips and your shoulder blades just nice and relaxed. So taking them down away from your ears. And if you haven't done so already, just close down the eyes for a moment whilst we come into the present moment. So you might want to have your hands, palms facing upward, just gently resting on your knees. And come to focus on your breath. So take a nice big inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And again, we're going to count for 4. So inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. And exhaling, 2, 3, 4. Continue with that nice steady breath in your own mind. As you inhale, feel the belly expand. And exhale to release everything all the way down to the bottom. So inhaling all the new energy, filling every part of your lungs and your body. And then releasing everything out, everything that doesn't serve you any longer. Nice big inhale, nice and smooth. And exhale, nice and smooth. Keep with the breathing. And just coming into the present, we just want to stay here in the present. So literally press pause on the day. Forget about anything that's gone beforehand. Let's not race ahead too far into the weekend. We know it's coming, but let's stay where we are for now. Just with the breath. And just come to notice how you might be feeling. So take a scan around your body. Are you feeling any tension in your hips? Are you actually tensing up your glutes right now? Can you release those? And come into your face. Maybe just unwrinkle any wrinkles that are in your forehead or between the space between your eyebrows. Moving down to your eyes and your eye sockets, just soften around the eyes. And come into your jaw, release any tension in your jaw. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Lovely. Okay, so we want to keep this nice, equal breathing throughout the next hour of the practice. If you lose your breath at all, just come back to the breath. Find the breathing again. So gently blinking open the eyes. Just going to take some gentle twists, just waking up the body. So placing the left hand down by your left hip, we're going to extend through the right hand and the fingers taking them over to the left hand side, really reaching long through the side ribs, keeping the connection with both sit bones on the floor, and keeping that chest rolled nice and open. So take a nice big inhale here and exhale to release, increasing that stretch. Take another nice big inhale and exhale here. And then inhale back up through center, take it down to the other side, extending out through those fingertips, really lengthening out through the arm, all the way down that left hand side. Take a nice big inhale here and exhale. Coming back up through center, this time we're going to drop the right hand towards the left knee, take the left hand behind you, gently pinpoint your fingertips on the floor, inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. So the movement coming from the waist, wakening up all the digestive area. And then back through center, inhale up through center, exhale down to the other side, left hand to right knee. Inhale, lengthen up nice and tall, exhale to twist. Think about bringing that right shoulder down in the direction of your left hip. Lovely, and then back up through center. This time we're going to come over onto all fours, coming into our tabletop position. So we want to have our feet, the tops of our feet planted firmly on the mat, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. If your wrists are a little bit sore, then you can take your hands forward slightly just to take the weight out of them. But other than that, have them under your shoulders if you can. Fingers spread nice and wide. Just going to come into a couple of rounds of cat-cow just to start us off. So on the inhale, we're going to drop the belly, raise the head, bring the chest through. Exhale, take it up the other way into that angry cat position. So really pushing down through the fronts of the feet, pushing the ground away underneath your hands, pulling up through the shoulders, broadening out across the shoulder blades, engaging the core, and then take it back down. Inhale in, drop the belly, raise the head. Think about pulling your hands towards your knees, which will help bring your chest through. Exhale, take it back the other way. And just finding all those little pockets of space in between your vertebrae. If you can, we want to move all the way from the tailbone in those little incremental movements all the way up to the neck. So finding the space at every point along the way, really mobilizing the spine, lengthening it out. Lovely, and then we're going to come to flat back into our neutral position. I'm going to extend the right leg out behind us and lift it slightly off the floor so we have our foot flexed, pushing out all the energy through our right heel. And then we're just going to bring that right knee to the outside of the right elbow and taking it back. Now we're going to stay on our knees here doing it this way just for a while. So we're going to do 5 each side. So really think about engaging your core as you bring your knee to the outside of the right elbow and then pushing it back and then lengthening out through the leg, pushing the energy out through the heel. So really be conscious and engage with every movement that you're making. Pushing the ground away underneath your hands so you're not dumping through your shoulders. I think that's 5. I wasn't really counting. Let's do one more for luck on that side. There we go. Lovely. And then drop that knee back down to the mat. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So extend the left leg out, lift it up to hip height, pushing the energy out through the heel. Just pushing up through the shoulders. And then again, inhale, bring the left knee to the outside of the left elbow. Exhale, take it back, pushing the energy out through the heel. Inhale, back for number 2. Exhale, take it back. Number 3. And back. And then number 4. And then exhale, take it back. One more, inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, take it back. Drop that leg, that knee back to the mat. This time we are going to come up into a plank position. So pushing the ground away underneath your hands. This time I'm going to just do 2 on each side, and then we're going to put a push up in between. So right knee to the outside of the right elbow, back, and actually we're going to push back into a 3-legged dog this time. So really just stay here for a moment, extending that right leg up behind you, pushing the energy out through the heel. And then we're going to come over onto high plank again, really crunching up those core muscles. So bring the knee to the nose and extend back into 3-legged dog. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale, release that foot to the floor. So this time do the same on the other side. So extend the left leg out behind you. Coming over into our high plank. Bring that left knee to the outside of the left elbow. Taking it back into 3-legged dog. And then one more this side to the outside of the left elbow. Take it back. 3-legged dog, and then drop the left leg to the floor. Drop the knees, come back into your tabletop position, and this time we're just going to come down and do some half push-ups. So down, nose to the floor, exhale, push up. Number 2, nose to the floor, exhale, push up. Inhale, nose to the floor, keeping those elbows nice and close to the body. Exhale, push up. Number 4, down and up. And then one more, nose to the floor, exhale, push up. This time sit back on your heels into a child's pose. Take a nice big inhale here, absorbing all the energy you just created. Hopefully you're feeling quite warm. I know I am already. So take a nice big inhale here and exhale. Looking up between the hands, going to come back into that tabletop position, tuck the toes, and then push your sit bones up and away into your first downward dog. So you might want to pedal out the dog here, so just bending the knees, moving through the hips. And then come to stillness and just check in with your downward dog. Make sure you've got everything set up correctly. So feet are hip width apart, parallel to each other. Hands, fingers are spread nice and wide, forefinger and thumb with the weight pushing down through those areas. Trying to take the weight out of the wrists so that we have nice long length from our wrists through our elbows, shoulders, aligned with our hips. So think about pushing your chest back towards your thighs and engaging your tummy. This time we're just going to take the right hand to the outside of the left shin, for a gentle twist. So you might want to try and look underneath your left armpit. And then take that right arm back and then do the same on the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right leg, down by your shin somewhere. And replace the hand. So we're back in our downward dog position. We're going to look up between our hands and gently walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Keeping the feet hip width apart. And we're going to stay in this forward fold position. So maybe bend your knees, especially if you've got tight hamstrings, but do whatever feels kind to your body. I like to have my knees quite bent so I can rest my tummy on my thighs. And just let the head go. So really let the neck and the head release. Maybe taking hold of opposite elbows. Coming into our ragdoll. Stretch and sway. So maybe just moving side to side. Just shaking that neck out, maybe nodding yes, yes, no, no. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale to release even further. Think about pushing those sit bones up to the sky still. Take another big inhale. And exhale. Releasing the arms, the hands from the elbows. Take the arms out to the side. Gently bring yourselves all the way up to standing. Bring the hands down to heart center. Nice. And then we're going to take the hands out to the side, all the way up to the top. We're coming into our sun salutations. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Hands to the floor. Take an inhale, bringing yourself up to flat back, looking forward, opening up through the chest. Exhale, fold forward, hand back down to the mat. Take the right leg out behind you and then the left. If you want to, you can drop your knees and then bring your chest and chin to the floor. If you want to, you can do a chaturanga. So we're going to come down, belly to the floor, keeping the elbows nice and close to the body, all the way to the floor. Pushing down through the pelvis area, making that connection with the mat, engaging the glutes, either coming to a baby back bend, small cobra, or you can come onto the tops of your feet, extending your thighs off the mat into upward dog. And then rolling over your toes, pushing your hips back up into the air, back into your downward dog. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. We're going to do 3 more breaths here just to settle ourselves down again. So inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. 1 more breath here. Nice big inhale. Long exhale. Looking up between the hands. We're going to bring the right foot up between the hands. You might need to give it a little help. That's absolutely fine. So we're coming into a runner's lunge first of all. So your fingertips will be pointed, just resting gently on the mat. Back leg is lifted for now. We're bringing our chest forward. And then we've got a couple of options here. We're going to come into a low crescent lunge. So you can either drop the left knee. if you want to, or the option to is to keep it extended. And then we're going to release the hands, take them all the way up to the sky, coming into that low crescent lunge. So nice strong bend in the front knee, really feeling that stretch down your left hip flexor. If you want to, you can extend that, move that front foot forward a little bit if you want to extend that stretch. And just for those of you that want to create more of a back bend, bring your palms together. If it's okay in your neck, then look up towards your hands, and then just think about tucking your tailbone slightly just to increase and lengthen the spine. Check in with your shoulders and make sure they're relaxed, not hunching up by your ears. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Release the hands back down to the floor. Tuck the toes on the left. Take the right leg back behind you into your high plank position. And then we're going to bring the left leg, all the way up to the top. We'll do the same on the other side. So drop the right knee if that's what you did before. Coming into a runner's lunge first of all, really extending out through the chest area. And then coming into the low crescent lunge, so you can either bring your hands to your knee or extend them up towards the sky. Really reaching through those fingertips. Bringing the hands together if you did that before, if it's okay on your neck. Just tucking that tailbone, lengthening out through the spine. Releasing the shoulders. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Releasing the hands back down either side of the front foot. Tuck the toes on the right, bring the left foot back to meet it. And again, yogi's choice here. You can either do knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, entirely your choice. Small baby back bend or upward dog. Tuck the toes, push back up into downward dog. Looking up between the hands, bring the right foot up to the top of the mat and the left to join it. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take the arms out to the side, bring yourselves all the way up to standing, hands down to heart center. Excuse me. Take the arms out to the side, all the way up to the top, extending out through those fingertips. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Take your right leg behind you and your left, coming into your high plank. And then we're going to bring that right leg back up between the hands and then just angle out the back foot. We're coming straight into our warrior one position. So we've got a nice strong bend in the front knee, pushing the energy out through the flat edge of your left foot. Our hips are facing forward, so you might need to adjust your stance slightly. And hands reach, fingers reach to the sky, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Again, if it's okay on your neck, you can bring your hands together and use your drishti to look towards your hands. So by drishti we mean our gaze. Entirely up to you. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. One more nice big inhale and exhale. On the next breath, we're going to turn it out into warrior two. So take the right arm out in front of you at shoulder height with the left out behind you. You might want to lengthen your stance here. So we've got a nice strong bend in the front knee. Again, just maybe tucking the tailbone slightly so we don't have our butt sticking out. We want them nice and tight, engaging all through the core. And again, looking over your middle finger of the right hand in front of you, if that's okay on your neck. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. And then we're going to really reach forward with this right hand and then flip the palm. And we're going to come into a reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. So nice gentle side bend, taking that left arm around your waist. Nice big inhale and exhale. Coming out of that, we're going to then drop our right elbow, onto our right knee, and then take the left arm over our left ear, fingertips really reaching out. And just make sure you're not dumping a lot of weight through your right shoulder and your right elbow. So just gently maybe bring that elbow off for a moment just to check you're working all the right muscles, which are these ones down your obliques and your tummy. Take a nice big inhale here and exhale. And then to come out of this pose, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. And we're going to pivot onto the left ball of the foot so that we're facing forward, hips are facing forward. And then we're going to transfer our weight over into the right foot. And as we do that, we're going to lift the leg on the left, float it up into your warrior three. So the left leg will be floating up behind you at hip height. Foot is flexed, so the energy is pushing out through the heel. You can bring your hands to heart center or take them out by the side in a Superman kind of stance if that helps your balance. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. One more here. Really think about extending through the crown of the head, lengthening out all the way from the top of your head to your heel. Lovely. And then as we're going to come up, keeping that left foot off the floor, so extending up, using the right leg, pushing the weight through the right leg, keeping that left leg bent up to hip height. And then using your left hand, just gently open up that left knee outwards, and then come into the tree variation of your choice. Bring your hands to heart center. And if you're in this variation, then just make sure you're pushing your foot and your inner thigh together. This will really help create stability whilst you're pushing down your weight through your right foot. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Well done. And then release that leg, keeping it lifted for the time being, and then gently place it all the way down. Just give those legs a little bit of a shake out. And we'll come to do the same on the other side. So
Find our grounding first of all. Bring our hands to heart center. Settle back into your breathing. Let's just take a nice big inhale here first of all together. So nice big inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. On the next inhale, we're going to take the arms out to the side, extend all the way up to the top, reaching out through those fingertips. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, up to flat back. Extend out through the crown of the head. Exhale, place the hands back onto the mat. Take the left leg out behind you and the right leg out behind you into that high plank position. This time we're going to bring the left foot up between the hands and then angle out the right one so that we can come into our warrior one position. So you might need to move it around a bit, that's absolutely fine. That's what I do. Don't always get into the right position the first time round, so just do whatever feels comfortable. We want to bring those hips around so they're facing forward. Nice strong bend in the front knee. Fingertips really reach into the sky. Shoulders relaxed. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. And again, nice big inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to turn this out into warrior two on the other side. So extend the arms at shoulder height in the opposite directions. So really imagine you're being pulled by bits of string on both of your fingers in the opposite directions. Tucking that tailbone slightly, nice strong bend in the front knee. Looking over your left middle finger. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. One more. Long exhale. And then reaching forward with that left hand, flip the palm so it faces the ceiling and then take that overhead into your reverse peaceful warrior. So that's really a side bend. We're going to take that right arm around our waist. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to drop that left elbow onto our left bent knee and then take the right arm in line with our ear overhead. Extended side angle pose. So this is where it gets a bit mean. I'm going to just make you take your left elbow off your knee for a moment and just touch your side ribs on your right side. This is where you should be working all through your core and these oblique muscles. I'll let you put your elbow back now if you want. One more breath here. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Coming out of this pose, you're going to bring the hands to the hips and then pivot on the right leg so that you're on the ball of the right foot. And we're going to transfer the weight into our left foot. So really pushing down so that we can float that right leg up behind us. Coming into your warrior three position. So right leg is at hip height, foot flexed with the energy pushing out through the heel, extending through the crown of the head. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. Bring yourselves up right, keeping that right foot off the floor. So bringing the knee up to hip height, and then use that right hand to gently open up that right hip, coming into your tree variation. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. So pulling up through the arch of the standing foot, pushing the other foot into your thigh, creates the stability. And then release that leg gently, with control, all the way down. Shake those legs out. And we're just going to come back to our Tadasana, our mountain pose, just to collect our thoughts, steady our breathing. So closing down the eyes, just find your centre again, find your nice steady breath. Taking a nice big inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. This time I'm going to move this way so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to take the left foot forward. We're going to come into a warrior one again on this side first of all. So warrior one, having those hips facing forward. Just take the arms up nice and tall. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Release those shoulders from the ears, find the space. And then we're going to bring the hands back to the hips. We're going to straighten that front left leg. And then making sure our hips are facing forward. So you might just need to adjust your back foot slightly. And then we're going to take a nice big inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, fold forward from the hips over that straight leg. So we're thinking about bringing our head to our shin. You can place your hands either side of your front foot if you can get there. If not, just put them on the leg. Or if this is too much, you can still put a bend in this front knee. That's absolutely fine. But if you can, keep that knee, that leg straight. Take a nice big inhale and exhale to fold forward and release. And another. One more breath here. Lovely. Bring your hands back up to your hips. Bring yourself all the way up. And then just turn your back foot out so that you're in a nice wide-legged stance now. We're going to clasp our hands around our back. So bringing those palms together and then pull the shoulder blades together and down. So extending your hands beyond your bum. Pulling up through the chest, really opening up the chest area. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. And then bringing the hands back to the hips. And take a nice big inhale and exhale to fold forward. Place your hands on the floor underneath your face. And then just move your left hand so that it's directly under your face, and with the right hand we're going to bring it up across our arm, over our chest and up to the ceiling, so we come into a revolved twist. So again, looking up to the fingertips of the right hand that is extended to the sky, if that's okay on your neck. Pulling it up through the arches in your feet and your inner thigh muscles. Pushing the ground away underneath your left hand, so you're pulling up through your shoulder and trying to keep that chest nice and open. Take one more nice big inhale and exhale. Release that hand back down to the mat. Bring the hands to the hips as you raise yourself all the way up to standing. We're then going to turn to the right, so pivot your back foot and your front foot. We're going to come into a warrior one on the right hand side this time. So take the arms up nice and tall. Nice big inhale and exhale. Then bringing the hands back to the hips, straighten the front right knee and leg. Make sure your torso is facing forward. You're going to take a nice big inhale and then exhale, fold forward over the front straight leg. Bring your hands to the floor or to your leg, wherever feels good. Take a nice big inhale and exhale to release and lengthen. And one more, take a nice big inhale and exhale. Bring yourselves up out of this pose. Take your hands to your hips. Bring yourselves all the way up to standing. Again, we're just going to pivot round so that we're in that wide-legged stance. Take a nice big inhale here. Going to take those arms around the back again. Clasp the hands together, palms as close as they can be. Pinch those shoulder blades together. Pulling down beyond your bum. And this time as we exhale, we're going to take those hands overhead. Just stretching out those shoulders even more. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Release those hands, bring both hands underneath your face on the mat. This time keeping the right one directly under your face. And then we're going to use the left to sweep up across our body, create that twist into that revolved twist position. So looking up towards your left hand, if that's okay, on your neck, pushing the ground away from underneath you. Pulling up through the arches of your feet, all the way through your inner thighs. And extending out through the crown of the head, so we're creating length in every direction. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. And then release that left hand back to the mat. Bring the hands to your hips and bring yourselves all the way up to standing. And they're going to just heel toe our feet in slightly. So you want to be probably about mat width apart. And then we're going to come down into our yogi squat. So this might look different for some of you, But we just want to bring our knees over our feet, dropping our hips as low as you possibly can. Some of you might have your heels up. That's absolutely fine. We want to try, if we can, to bring our chest to be quite open and upright. Use your elbows on the inside of your knees. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale. One more nice big inhale. And exhale. Drop the hands to the floor. Just extend the hips up, straighten those legs out. And just sway side to side. That should hopefully give you a little bit of relief. And then come to stillness. And we're going to come back down into that yogi squat. So if you can't get there, actually, it's absolutely fine. So you can keep your heels off the floor, whatever works for you. We're going to do a little bit of play for a couple of minutes. We're going to play around with crow. I don't know if any of you have done this before. So as we're in this position, heels can be up. That's probably